Knock at the Cabin is one of the most underrated movies I have seen this year. Ever since M. Night Shyamalan delivered this monstrosity of a movie, aka Avatar: The Last Airbender, straight into my retinas, I don't trust him. So when I heard that he was directing Knock at the Cabin, I was a little bit surprised. Not because he couldn't do it, he has one of the best superhero trilogies ever made, because while M. Night Shyamalan's bread and butter is supernatural thrillers, I can never seem to shake the biggest movie disappointment that I have ever witnessed from his outstanding resume. With that said, Knock at the Cabin surprised me in every way possible. From the trailer, the premise is really simple. Two fathers and their adopted daughter go to a cabin for a holiday, and then four uninvited guests knock at their cabin and start blabbering on about having to make a sacrifice in order to stop the apocalypse. I'm not going to spoil the movie for you, but I have to let you know there are some pretty key details that make the decision for us. Number one, and perhaps the most important one, is the acting. To this day, this is Dave Bautista's magnum opus when it comes to acting. We have seen him in James Bond, we have seen him in the MCU. This is the biggest depth that he has given to a character in the big screen. As the leader of the uninvited guests, he's the ringleader and has to force the entire conversation to have this family make a tough decision, to choose one of their own to be sacrificed in order for humanity to survive. Yes, Rupert Grint is also in this one. You may know him as Ron Weasley. He does a great job here too. Granted, I was not super familiar with the acting range from Abby Quinn or Nikki Amuka Bird for that matter. Every single one of the uninvited guests that ends up bringing the apocalypse with them, apparently, delivers a solid performance and makes us invested in these characters' journeys and what they're trying to accomplish. But the stars of the show are Ben Aldridge's character Andrew and Jonathan Groff's daddy Eric. They are both the parents of Wen, played by Kristen Cui, and the family is obviously distraught at the fact that they have to break their family apart in order to save the rest of humanity. Thematically, this film does an amazing job, and probably the most important part of the film, with dealing with the topic of choice. What is the right course of action when your decision is going to impact the lives of billions? Is it okay to be selfish and want your family to survive the encounter without any sort of remorse to anything that happens outside of said cabin? Do you believe what four random strangers are trying to tell you and try to put your life on halt in order to help the rest of humanity, especially in a position where your past encounters with other people in society have always been negative? I would be remiss if I didn't already mention the fact that tension is king in this film. We're able to explore some flashbacks that give us context into the family dynamics, which in turn makes us invested in this nuclear family story and of course their journey to make a final decision. The other amazing technique that is put forth is the idea of the unreliable narrator, as these four people are telling a story that seems illogical by every stretch of the imagination. As the plot unfolds, there are a ton of hidden messages and small details that make it worth watching at least once and even multiple times if you want to get picky and find all of the little Easter eggs hidden around the frame. Granted, it's not perfect. At some points, the mechanic for which you learn whether any of this is happening in real time or if it's actually fake gets a little bit worn out since we have to use that method multiple times. But the actual consequences of everybody's actions are worthwhile all the same. So if you're looking for a good horror thriller that everybody in your family can enjoy within reason, mixed in with a little bit of mystery and a tough social commentary that will leave you thinking the entire way through, I would say this is definitely something that you should watch in theaters as quickly as you can. If I had to pick, I'm gonna give this one a B+. And of course, if you liked the video, make sure to like it, share it with your friends, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you on the next one.